What's going on, man? This is your boy L Boogie coming through, giving you an update about Landstar. I had a couple of questions, and I've been busy the last few weeks, and I really hadn't been focused on YouTube, hadn't been focused on no social media website, no social media sites at all. I just been focused on getting this money. And so, sorry for the late delays and the late responses, but I'm back at it now. And so this is just a little bit of video talking about giving you some of the answers to some of your questions. And hold up, I forgot to get one thing. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, so people have been asking me to make another video, and they said that the next video that I need to make, it need to be about the money. And so I'm gonna give it straight to you about the money. When it comes to the money at Landstar, there is, I guess you could say, there is no cap to how much you can make. You know, but I will say this right here, and I'm gonna get into the numbers. Jacoby, what's going on, man? I will say this right here. I will say you better make sure that you get a rate confirmation, because if you don't get a rate confirmation from whichever broker that or whichever agent that you're dealing with, what's going to happen is they're going to try to scuff you out of your money. Okay, and most of the time, well, I'm not going to say who it is most of the time, but you just better make sure you get that rate confirmation. And make sure you ask all the questions necessary. Let me see if I got that card up here. Yeah, you want to make sure you ask all the questions necessary for that load. So, how much is the load paying? You know, how much is fuel surcharge? You want to be able to ask, hold on for a minute. Let me see if I got that. I'm going to see if I can get that, that book. Well, I ain't gonna worry about it right now, but you want to be able to, you know, get your different stuff. Now, everybody got different ways of getting a truck. I've been asked that question right there. So everybody got. Before I get into the money questions, what I want to do, I want to go through all my other questions. Then I'm gonna save that one. But it's not that many questions I got anyway. How did I get my truck? Well, first of all, I was thinking about getting a truck. I've been thinking about getting a truck, but I really made up my mind, like in November of 2016, that, hey, look, I need to get my own truck. I need to do my own thing. But I didn't know where I was going to get a truck from. I didn't know how I was going to get the truck. And so I started looking at everybody. I was interviewing people, you know, like they was on a job application. When I pull up to the pumps, when I was working for my other job, I pull up to the pumps and ask people, you know, hey man, where you get your truck from? You know, different things like that. So people would tell me where they get their trucks from. They would tell me to, you know, go to Long Mountain, go to I forgot the name of that other one. Yeah, Quality. Yeah, they tell me to go to Quality, but I knew I wanted to go to Landstar because I've been wanting to go to Landstar forever. But it always happened to where something would happen where I had a ticket or something, or I didn't have the extra money to go put down for a truck at the time when I didn't have a ticket. And so I saved my money, and you know, like, it's plenty of ways, man, to get a truck. I'm realizing that now, like being in the game now, there's plenty of ways you can go get a truck. You can use your tax return money to put down on it. You know, you can save up and you know, instead of going out balling out, you know, man, that tax return money can put you in the game. You know, instead of going out buying like a 54-inch TV or something like that, man, you use your tax return money and you know, save some money. If you got time, you can start saving money right now. There's always time to save money. There's always a way that you can save some money. And so what I did, I saved some money, and then I was talking to this guy in Atlanta, and we just happened to be talking, and he was like, man, it's different places. You can go get a truck. You can go get a truck here, 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 here. And then he said one name that like really stuck out to me. And the place where I went to, it was like Bulldogs. That's the name of the trucking company, Bulldog. And basically you got to put like $5,000 down. They may have you put more money down based upon or less money based upon where you're going to. I didn't have to put that much down because I was going to Landstar, and they knew that over there at Landstar, you're gonna bring in the bread. So I put down like how much did I put down? Like 3,500. Yeah, I put down like 3,500, and when I put down 3,500, I went over there, picked up the truck. I made sure that I did an in-depth pre-trip on the thing from the rooter to the tooter, top to bottom, and I made sure everything was good. And so got the truck. I really ain't had no problems with the truck. The only thing I had was I went for I probably don't put. I just had a blowout the other day with one of my tires, and the first the first trip I had, I didn't go like 500 miles. The truck company is called Bulldog Truck Company, Jacoby. But I didn't even go 500 miles, and the tire popped on the thing, and I was like, man. But of course, they putting recaps on them, and so recaps. A lot of people don't agree with recaps. I don't like recaps, but you got to do what you got to do until you can do better for yourself. And so I put another tire on there, and then went and got and then the cord, the way where you plug your pigtail in, it wasn't connected all the way, and so it was losing ground. And so I had to go get that fixed. And so I went to two places. They couldn't even fix. They didn't even know what's wrong with it. And then I got it fixed, and they fixed it temporarily. And so I finally took it to the TA, which I probably should have went there. Well, I actually did go to one TA, and when I went to I've heard bad things too. But the thing is, man, I don't like to listen to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to listen to everybody about their experiences, because you never know about different people's experiences. But I finally got that electrical, that pigtail fix to where you plug it, and it just kind of found out it was just a ground wire. But going back to that question, I've heard some bad things too, but the thing is, like when I tell people like this right here, I tell people, hey, look, when you hear bad things, you got to take into consideration, like, what state of mind that person is in, or what state of life that person is in. Because, like, I've heard, like, if you're talking to somebody like Bill Gates, and he's talking about, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. Like when I talk to a lot of people about Landstar, I was talking to older people. And older people saying, man, it ain't no money over here no more. Well, okay, like what? Like, man, I would talk to older people, and this one older guy, he told me, man, there ain't no money to be made over here no more. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, what? Like, it ain't no money over here? You the first person that I heard say that. And the older people, the old heads out here, they'll tell you it ain't no money out here. But it is money out here. Because they've been putting $4,000 or $5,000 in their pocket every week, and been running illegal on paper logs. They're able to do basically whatever they want to do and make all that money. But they're just like talking to Bill Gates, or comparing Bill Gates to somebody like me. If Bill Gates come up to me and say, man, I'm just having a financial crunch right now. I only got $700 million. Well, of course, he's used to a lot of that money. But for me, $700 million, man, $700 million, I'll live good off that. I got Trucker Club. I got turned down. They say I don't have snow and ice in the last 3 years. Oh yeah, man. Like when you come to Landstar, you gotta have that 1 year of snow and ice within like the last 3 years. But and so basically, like I was telling you before, that's how I got my truck. The process of getting my truck was, went up there, put my money down, and I didn't even quit my other job because I used to work for another company, and I ain't even quit my other job yet until they told me everything was finished, ready for me to come pick up, and then I had to sign mine, and then I had then Landstar had picked me up or whatever, and told me I was good to go for everything. Because before they give you the truck, it got to be inspected. They got to have that land. You got to get. They took it to get Landstar inspected for me, and then because it was so late in the day before they got the truck back, after the inspection, I went on ahead and went to orientation on that Wednesday. Yeah, I went ahead and went to orientation on that Wednesday, and they brought my truck to me. Like Wednesday afternoon, and so got the truck, and all together it took about from them doing paperwork, because they was like real busy. It took about 10 days for them to do everything, and then one thing was good because man, it was something that was wrong. It was something that was wrong on my end. I was able to go fix that, and when I fixed that, everything was good. So the process of going with Landstar, man, it's gruesome. I'm gonna tell you that. They make sure they dot all their I's and cross all their T's. So and they make sure you do it too. And so, like, I would send something in, and it was like, oh yeah, you gotta send this in too. I'm like, man, I keep sending all this stuff in. But I sent everything in, and once I sent everything in, everything was good. And it took about, let's see, from the time because I told them, hey, look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure all my paperwork right, and then I'm going to get the truck. Okay? So I would say it took me about a month and a half. It took me about a month and a half for the whole process of me getting all the paperwork in, going back and forth, because I was driving with another company too. And so, but let's get to this money. Let's get to the money, man. Oh yeah, let me answer this last question right here. Did I get to the money? So, I had said in my last video that I had got that went to Laredo, and people were saying there ain't no freight down there. But I tell people out there right here, hook up with some good agents, some agents that they got some good rapport, and if you don't know about it, a lot of people don't want to give up their agents, for some reason, but it's plenty of freight out here, man. And so I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna show you some numbers right here of what I did for the last week. Hold on. Okay. So, a lot of you guys know that the first week that I was out here, I only worked 4 days. And, yeah, I worked like 4 days. And I worked 3 days. Really didn't even, bring in the money that I want to bring. And then, the next time I did something, I had a death in the family. That next week I had a death in the family. And then after I had a death in the family, I had the issue with the electrical, with the ground not being connected. That was the third week. And so the fourth week was that was the first week I was actually able to get to it and run and do what I was gonna do for real. And so that week right there, I think I brought I did 5,400. Yeah, I did 5,400, and then that second week, turn around, did the I think I did a little bit more. It was you know what? No, that second week, it was around 58, 5,900, something like that. But of course, Landstar, they're gonna take their 35% if you're a van, and then you gotta pay for your fuel and stuff like that right there. So now I'm finally getting the hang of things. I'm finally getting in the groove of things, and I know what to expect now. And so this week coming up, hold on just for a minute. Y'all bear with me just for a minute. Please. Pretty, please. Okay. So last week, I was able to bring in, it was over $6,000, I know that. And of course, that's gross. But that was a good week that week. But looking at this week right here, I had a load going from Bridgeton to Miami. And so that load right there, it paid Bridgeton, Missouri to Miami. And so that load, after it's said and done, it paid $4,100. And man, these were some good rates right here. I mean, the Lord was with me on this one. The Lord, He been with me. He done showed me favor. So, you know, I always want to give praise to Jesus, man, because if it wasn't for Him, would none of it be possible. He give me the ability and everything like that. So, shout out to Jesus, my homeboy. Yeah, and so then I went and picked up another load from Florida, and I took that to Shelbyville, Indiana. That's where I am right now. And that load is paying $2,300. And so since that load is paying $2,300, and plus I'm going to be getting detention on that load too. And most of the time when you doing detention, I've seen people do $30 an hour. $50 an hour is usually common. I hadn't seen anything over there. If it's something over there, you know, more power to you. But you know, I'm just telling you what I've seen. And so this week alone, I'm gonna be bringing in $6,400. Okay, so that's $6,400 that I'm bringing in this week. And so after Landstar takes their like 35%, you got to pay your tag and your stuff. See, I still got stuff because like for the first couple of months, you know, they got those fees up front, those little bitty small fees and your insurance stuff like that right there that they taking out. And so, you know, just want to be transparent with you, let you know. 64, and I hadn't even put in my. I hadn't even put how much the what was I saying? I haven't even put on there yet how much the detention gonna be. And so this week I'll be bringing home $4,160. And then like you take the fuel out of there. Hold on. Yeah, you take fuel out of there. I'm gonna do like I write all my stuff down because I want to be able to make good records and stuff and know what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. Because like when you're a business owner, like you got to keep up with all that stuff. Then you'll know how much money you're making per day, per hour, and everything. You know, for the last week that you just worked. And so I know I didn't do this much, but I'm gonna do 1,000 anyway. I know I spent less than $1,000 in fuel, but I'm gonna just put that up there anyway because I had to pay for that tire. And so this week take home is gonna be like $3,160. So you know that's a good week right there. You may say, man, that ain't no good week, man. I can make more than that with my cousin or my uncle or with the company I work, man. We make way more than that. Okay, if you make more than that, good. You know, one thing I can't stand is people trying to say they, you know, trying to brag and boast about how much they making and stuff like that. You know, people ask me in the other video, you know, what's the numbers? I just showed you last week's numbers. You know, one thing I can't say is somebody trying to put somebody down because they just not getting into trucking, or they just not getting becoming an owner operator or lease purchase driver. Man, if you got to do whatever you got to do to be able to get in a good situation, man, go ahead and do it if it's legal. You know, I talk to a lot of people, man. And they be talking about I be talking to a lot of people, man. They be talking about how they they be talking about like Swift drivers and Prime or whatever. Man, you got to start somewhere. You know, I started with Central Refrigeration, and you know I used to drive a Swift too, but you know that before they merged or whatever. But man, you know you got to start somewhere and get some training. You know, don't be putting down the next man because he got something going for himself, and because he just not getting in the game and just not learning it. You know, let him learn. Give him some advice or whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's 5,800 as they took. Hold up. That's 5,800 after they took their cut. As long as you're comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, as long as you're comfortable doing what you need to do. As long as you're comfortable, you know, making money, stuff like that, you know, you got to learn some type of way. And everybody ain't got $5,000, $10,000, or everybody ain't got a whole bunch of money to just sit around and just say, well, you know, I'm finna go pay a truck off. Man, you got to start somewhere. You know, like if you got to start being a lease purchase driver, man, go ahead and do it. You know, you know, get your feet wet. Learn how the business works first, and then jump out there and get your own truck. And so you can start at being a company driver, then a lease purchase driver, and then, you know, being an owner operator. Then after that, you know, you can go get your authority, get your own trailer or whatever. And I don't know how people feel about, you know, getting their own authority or whatever. But you know, some people say it's okay, but you know, some people got a lot of negativity to talk about. But for me, I'm gonna try to do everything I can do, man. And so, yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all on here too long, man. How long I've been on here already? 22 minutes. But anybody got any questions or anything like that? If you got any questions, just email me. And yeah, if you got any questions, you can email me. Or you can hit me up on the page. Make sure, man, y'all subscribe to my page. And you can hit me up at my first and last name, Larry Cothran at gmail.com. Larry Cothran at gmail.com. That's LARRYCOT as in Thomas, H as in Henry, RAN at gmail.com. So you can hit me up with your questions, ask me stuff. Man, if you want to hit me up and call me, I see my phone number. So, all right, man, we'll holler at y'all. Y'all keep it easy out there and be safe out there on the road.